What makes an Android phone a flagship, if you really think about it? Is it the design and the build quality that promises the use of premium materials and a sense of pride and class when you hold the phone? Is it the display and the screen size that says, I am better than anything in the market available, and the content that you watch on a daily basis looks absolutely gorgeous on it? Or is it the performance that obliterates everything you throw at its way and handles even the most mundane and simple tasks of your day-to-day with a sense of ease and comfort? Or let's say it is the software that, while keeping things clean and simple to use, gives you a set of features other than the stock ones that makes your overall experience of using your phone on a day-to-day basis more meaningful and polished? Or is it a combination of all of the things that I just stated? Well guys, this is the new Samsung S24 Ultra, and it brings forward a lot of features like this and a little more. And I've been using this phone as my daily driver since the last 30 days, and here is my unedited full review of it. With that said guys, what's up guys, Anubhav here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Make sure you like, subscribe, press on the bell icon for more videos like this, and let's get started. Let's start with the price, because I think it is one of the most important things, especially when we are talking about a flagship phone experience here in India. Now the S24 Ultra starts at an introductory price of 1,30,000 rupees for the 12GB RAM 256GB ROM variant. That makes it a pretty serious contender because it's priced more effectively compared to the iPhone 15 Pro series, and it also packs some serious power for that price that we will get into. Now this time around, Samsung ditched the armor aluminum build that was there in the S24 Ultra for a more premium and durable material, which, guess what, that's right, it's titanium. And now this is an entire titanium frame with a proper matte finish on all sides, so you don't get to see any fingerprints either. And guess where we saw that before? But the display and everything in this phone, including the back panel, looks exceptionally great and very clean and minimal to use. The display, if you turn the phone over, is also flat now, which means that now putting a screen guard on it is not going to be a very difficult task. And this phone also comes with Corning's Gorilla Glass armor protection, which apparently is their most protective scratch-resistant glass ever. And with that, it also brings a bunch of other cool features like an anti-reflective coating that cuts down all reflections in daylight and really makes the phone very easy to use in any reflective area. The display is also super high-end and very beautiful. It's a WQHD Plus panel with an LTPO technology that dynamically changes the refresh rate up to 120Hz. And of course, because it's an AMOLED panel, the blacks are super deep and everything looks really punchy on it. Now, I absolutely love the screen size of this phone, which is something that I have seen is a hit or miss among most people. Some people seem to love the size of it, and I fall into that group. I also have pretty large hands, so I don't mind how big this phone is, but I can totally see this being a hit or a miss with most people. So keep that in mind, and if possible, try the phone out in a Samsung store to get a feel for the size of it before you end up buying it. Now this time, a big thing from Samsung in marketing the S24 series was AI features, and part of me, thinks that they went down this route because if you remove AI features from the 8 Gen 3, it only provides marginally better performance in day-to-day things and multitasking compared to the previous flagship processor 8 Gen 2. But put AI in the mix and suddenly a lot of people who would have been just fine with the 8 Gen 2 want the new S24 series with the 8 Gen 3 simply because of the new AI features. Let's talk about them. The main AI feature is obviously circle to search. If you're watching this review, I assume that you already know about this feature, and safe to say it is one of those features that I have used most on this phone. However, how long do you use it for is again going to depend from person to person. For example, when I use this phone for the first time, for the first couple of weeks, I think 7 to 10 days, I use the circle to search feature heavily. But as time passed away in my 30 days of ownership, I have started using it less and less, which I think is going to happen with every other new feature that you find in a phone. But of course, on the off notice that I do need it, I do enjoy having it than not having it, and you might end up using it a lot more than I have, and our usage patterns could be completely different. But regardless to say, it's a pretty cool feature and it is pretty effective as well. There's of course a new AI live call translation, which I think is more of a miss than a hit, especially here in India with Indian languages. The concept is super cool to to see, and when you use it for the first time, you really think how great this can be when it ends up getting polished in the future versions of this AI feature. And it is a very good concept, but right now it's not particularly usable. It messes up here and there, and again, I don't see myself using it on a day-to-day basis, but it is a good feature considering the fact that all these features are still in beta, and we will get to see more polished versions of these features as we move forward. Other than that, there are other minor AI features which are equally cool and effective, like touch and hold any video to turn it into 4 times slow motion. You can also export that as a slow motion video where the AI fills in the frames dynamically. I think that's really cool, and it works 9 out of 10 times pretty well. There's also voice recorder transcriptor AI helper that transcripts everything, labels, speakers, and all of that when you record your voice in the voice recorder app. Could be useful to some of you out there. So overall, the AI features are a solid 7-8 out of 10 with room for improvement, and I'm sure Samsung is working really hard on improving them in the upcoming versions to come. But the main questions that you need to ask yourself is that, are these AI features in their current state enough for you to want to upgrade from an 8 Gen 2 to an 8 Gen 3. Coming to the performance of the 8 Gen 3, not much needs to be said. Honestly speaking, guys, this phone has blazingly fast performance, and it is a very boring phone in that respect when it comes to the performance, because it handles everything with ease, plays all the games at their highest graphical fidelity and highest settings, and rarely should you see any lag. And even if you don't face no lag at all, I wouldn't be surprised, because this is a very capable processor and very fast storage. Paired with that, this is what is going to happen. Now let's come to the software, and you can call me biased in the comments if you want to, but I honestly feel like One UI 6.1 is the most polished One UI version that has ever been launched. The perfect blend between clean, minimal features with customization options for each and every user to make their phone look like, you know, their phone. These features on these Samsung phones are really good. The UI is really nice, and if you end up installing Good Lock from the Samsung store, you can unlock a whole host of other features, whether they are aesthetic or functional, that take your overall sense of ownership and your overall sense of customization really to the next level. Also, another thing, this time around the S24 Ultra has 7 years of promised Android updates, which is going to future-proof this phone a heck of a lot longer and put it right up there with the iPhone 15 Pros as well as the latest Google Pixels, which are providing 7 years of updates moving forward. Alright, let's talk about the cameras. A few things are different this time around. Let me quickly run you through all the cameras that you get. The 200 megapixel primary remains the same. You also get the same 12 megapixel ultra wide sensor. There's the old 10 megapixel 3x telephoto and a new 50 megapixel 5x telephoto. The 50 megapixel 5x telephoto is the new addition, and they ditched the old 10 megapixel 10x telephoto for that, and this does two things. Number one, it lets you unlock the 5x telephoto focal length with maximum quality, and that seems like a good position because most phones do give you a 5x telephoto, and it seems like a more natural focal length for most people to click pictures, whether they are of objects or portrait photos. And because it is a high resolution sensor, which is a 50 megapixel sensor, even when you zoom in all the way to 10x or digitally up to 100x, you get pretty sharp photos, sharper than the old 10 megapixel 10x photos, and therefore you don't even miss out on any zoom range, and you unlock a newer 5x zoom range, which I think is absolutely great. Here are a few photo samples in my daily usage so far across different lighting conditions. Let me know in the comments what you guys feel about these photos. Overall, in my opinion, I think the camera samples are right up there with the flagship series, making this a true flagship smartphone camera. And of course, I am open to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If we talk about video, this time in the S24 Ultra, we have the option to shoot 4K 120 FPS in the Pro video setting. Now, this is a pretty cool frame rate at a high resolution. So in case you ever wanted to use something like this in your smartphone, well, now you can. Of course, in regular video, you can also shoot up to 8K 30 FPS, both in the primary lens lens and in the 5x telephoto lens, which I think is pretty cool. So if you want high resolution video or slow motion, you can always do that with these features in the video settings. Videos are good, samples are on the screen right now, still not iPhone 15 Pro good, I'm sorry to say. A more detailed comparison will come soon where we will talk about how these cameras are performing neck to neck with each other, but today's video is not about that. Just know that if you want the best of the best in video, I still think that the iPhone 15 Pro is better. Battery life that I have experienced has also been really good. You can easily get 6+ hours of screen time. I have been getting 6.5 hours, even 7 hours with my intense usage. The phone has the capability of charging at a speed of 45 watts with Samsung's own PD charger. I don't have that charger, so I've just been using my old adapter to charge it at 25 watts, but you do have that option, and it also can wirelessly charge up to 20 watt speeds. But again, I'm not a person who uses wireless charging, so I can't comment on how effective that is, but you of course do have that feature, and I expect it to perform completely as advertised. Speakers are also crazy good and loud and crisp. Here is an audio sample right out of the speakers of the S24 Ultra. Of course, because this is the S24 Ultra, it also comes with the S Pen, and I think for day-to-day usage, signing documents, writing down notes, or scribbling the odd sketch here and there, it's perfectly good. And even though I don't have a particular use case for it and could probably live without it, I would much rather have it than miss out on it. In conclusion, in my thorough testing of the S24 Ultra for the past month, it is the most boring, perfect Android smartphone out there. It's the perfect Android smartphone because it does everything exceptionally well, and it's the boring perfect Android smartphone because, well, it does everything exceptionally well. So if you're willing to drop around 1.3 lakhs or $1,300 if you're in the US for the S24 Ultra, I'd still be a little mad because I think that's still a lot of money to drop on a phone, but I'd be lying if I said that the phone doesn't completely deserve all that money that you drop on it. What do you guys think? Are you excited to get your S24 Ultra, or are you watching this review in hopes of thinking whether you should pull the trigger or not? Let me know in the comments below. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Anubhav signing out. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, coming back with a couple of comparisons and a bunch of other videos on this phone soon, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, press on the bell icon. This is Anubhav signing out. I'll catch you guys next time. You guys have a great day, stay safe, peace out, and bye-bye.